Let me tell you about Jamie. He was 31 years old. He worked as a software engineer in Austin, Texas. Smart guy, careful guy. He spent 4 months researching before buying his first home. He looked at neighborhoods. He compared prices. He made spreadsheets. And then one night at a dinner, a friend leaned over and said, "Just buy now. Property always goes up." That was it. One sentence. No data, no research, just confidence. Jamie bought. He paid $47,000 more than he needed to in a bidding war he never needed to enter. He told himself it would be fine because prices never stop climbing. By late 2022, his area had dropped 14% in value. The money he thought he had built was gone before he even finished unpacking. Now here is what I want you to understand. Jamie was not stupid. He was not careless. He just believed something that sounded completely true. Something his parents believed, his friends believed, his estate agent believed. It felt like common sense, but it was not common sense. It was just a story that people had been repeating for so long that nobody ever stopped to check if it was actually true. There are 5 of those points in this video, and I am willing to bet at least one of them is something you believe right now. Before we get into them, I want to say one thing clearly. This is not about making anyone feel bad. Most property advice does not come from research. It comes from confidence. According to the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, in 2023, more than 60% of first-time buyers in the U.S. made their decision based mainly on advice from friends and family, not actual data. 60%. That is more than half of all first-time buyers making one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives based on what someone told them over dinner. That is not stupidity. That is just how advice travels. But it is also how people end up losing money. So let us look at what the real numbers actually say. I have sat across from hundreds of buyers over the years. First-time buyers nervous about getting it right. People buying their third home who thought they knew everything. Landlords with 10 properties still making the same basic mistakes are not rare mistakes that only happen to careless people, including people who really should have known better. The first one, property always goes up. This is the big one, said with total confidence, like it is just a fact of life, like the sun rising every morning. But here is what actually happened when someone took the time to check. A man named Robert Shiller, one of the most respected economists in the world, spent decades studying home prices, going all the way back to the 1800s. And what he found was surprisingly simple. Home prices in the U.S. were basically flat for 100 years, from 1890 to 1990. 100 years. Flat. The big rise that everyone talks about, the one that makes it feel like property always goes up, only started in the mid-90s. That is 30 years of growth. And even within those 30 years, when the market crashed in 2008, the average American home lost 33% of its value. Some cities lost more than half. Phoenix dropped 56%. Las Vegas dropped 62%. So when someone tells you property always goes up, what they really mean is it went up during the years I personally remember. And that is a very different thing. Property can go up over many years. In many places, it often does, but always is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. And it cost Jamie $47,000. The second one, renting, is dead money. This one is personal for a lot of people because it is not just about money. It is about how people see themselves. Renting feels like losing. Buying feels like winning. That feeling makes complete sense. Almost everyone has felt it at some point, and it is also not accurate. According to Zillow research, in 2023 inches, 45 out of the 50 biggest cities in America, renting was cheaper every single month. Now, buying is not automatically a bad idea, but when you own a home, you are paying interest on your mortgage, every single month. You are paying property taxes. You are paying for repairs when things break. You are paying insurance. And if you sell within 5 years, the costs of buying and selling usually wipe out whatever price growth you made. Renting only becomes dead money if you do absolutely nothing useful with the money you are saving. If you take the gap between your rent and what a mortgage would cost, and you put that somewhere sensible every month, the story changes completely. Renting is not losing. Overpaying is. And here is something worth noticing. Jamie believed myth 1 and myth 2 at the exact same time. Property always goes up, so I have to buy now, because renting is throwing money away. These ideas travel together. They feed each other, and together they pushed Jamie into a decision he was not ready to make. The third one, it is all about location. Location matters. I am not going to sit here and tell you it does not. A genuinely good area does protect your money over time. But here is what people forget when they focus only on location. They forget about interest rates. And right now, forgetting about interest rates is a very expensive thing to do. When mortgage rates go up by just 1%, your monthly payment goes up significantly on the same house. Between 2021 and 2023, rates in the US went from around 3% all the way up to nearly 8%. Think about two people buying the exact same house on the exact same street. One bought in early 2022 at 3%. One bought just 6 months later at 6%. Same house, same location, same price. Completely different monthly payments. Completely different financial pressure every single month for the next 30 years. The location was not the issue. The rate was the issue. So before you spend weeks researching different areas and neighborhoods, first sit down and understand what the current rates actually mean for your monthly budget. Run your numbers honestly. That one simple step alone can save you from years of financial stress. The fourth one, just get on the ladder. Any ladder. I understand why people say this, and the people who say it are usually not trying to mislead you. The people who tell you to just get on the ladder, they usually bought when prices were lower and rates were much more affordable. Their experience is real. But their experience happened in a very different market than the one you are standing in right now. According to NAR, in 2023, almost 1 in 4 first-time buyers in the US said they felt rushed into buying. Not because the numbers worked for them, because they felt left behind, because someone around them made them feel like waiting was the same as losing. Getting on the ladder only makes sense when you are genuinely ready, when your income is stable, when you have savings put aside for emergencies, when the monthly payments feel comfortable, not just barely possible. Buying before those things are in place is not being ambitious. It is just being fast. And fast and smart are not the same thing. The fifth one, your home is your best investment. Your home matters deeply. The security it gives you, the stability, the feeling of having somewhere that is truly yours. All of that is completely real and completely valid. But there is a difference between your home being a wonderful place to live and your home being the smartest place for every single dollar you have. Shiller showed that after accounting for rising prices over time, the average American home grew in value by less than 1% per year over the long run. A basic stock market index fund returned around 7% per year over the same period. Your home can be the best decision you ever made for your family and still not be the most efficient place to put every spare bit of money you have. Both things can be true at the same time. The mistake is putting every available dollar into your home and calling it a complete financial plan. 5 myths. All of them sound completely reasonable. That is exactly what makes them so expensive. And here is the real reason these stories keep getting passed around year after year. A psychologist named Daniel Kahneman spent his entire career studying how people make decisions, and he proved one thing that explains almost everything. Losing something feels twice as painful as gaining the same thing feels good. So when people feel like they might miss out on a house, on a rising market, on not falling behind, that fear pushes them to move fast, to skip the numbers, to trust the dinner table advice instead of sitting down and actually checking. That feeling is completely human, but knowing it is there that changes everything. The 4 things that actually protect you are simple. Look at real numbers that account for inflation, not just headlines about rising prices. Work out honestly whether renting or buying makes more sense for your specific situation right now. Understand what current interest rates mean for your monthly budget before you even look at a single property. And decide for yourself what being financially ready actually means before the pressure of the market tries to decide it for you. Those 4 steps are not complicated, but they are the difference between making a decision based on real information and making a decision based on something someone said at dinner. One last thing before you go. Which of these 5 did you believe before today? Drop it in the comments. Even just the word guilty is enough. And if you know someone who is thinking about buying their first home right now, send this to them. It might be the most useful thing they watch before they sign anything. Next video, I am going into something that goes even deeper. Why do people who know all of this, who have done the research, who have seen others make these exact mistakes, still end up making the wrong call when the moment actually comes? The answer is something every buyer needs to understand. And once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it.